thing.
Artist of Spoon Man is enjoying the Dow Jones being over 50,000. Artist of Spoon Man is doing fine.
You know, I do realize now I should have checked my references before I started this because I don't know if Artist of Spoon Man is doing fine at all.
I don't either. Maybe he's
Yeah.
passed away. Who knows?
That would be
I'm assuming you're referencing the Pam Bondi's congressional hearing the other day.
yeah, Ben, you have won the new segment to the Goody Lawrence podcast. What episode is this?
520, 520.
520, Ben, called Guess the Bit. It's like Ben gonna guess the news, but the difference is that I'm gonna just start doing bits, and you're gonna have to
How
guess
fast can I
what
catch up?
it's about. Yeah, 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 exactly.
I
You,
just
you Ben, of course, you are welcome to do bits yourself.
I'm just happy that I got it on the first try this
Yeah,
today because I did not watch that exchange at all. I've only seen reaction to it
yeah,
minus like clips from it. I've only seen people talking about it, but I've avoided watching the actual thing.
yeah. The thing that's really interesting is that there's been a lot of people who've known her in the past who have just been like, "This is not my friend. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on." Like
Yeah.
it's a real thing. You know me, Ben. I've been a big fan of public freakouts. From Reddit,
Yeah.
which I'm no longer a member of Reddit, but I used to like watching it. Part of the reason I left Reddit was because I liked watching that too much. I like watching videos of bad vibes. And I was a glutton yesterday, watching as many of those as I could.
It's
It
it's
was,
it's funny because I think YouTube sort of tried to get me to go down that public freakout rabbit hole because as soon as I watched videos from like the Daily Show and the Bulwark and I can't remember who else I was watching that talked about that
the
hearing.
Daily Show and the what?
The Bulwark. It's a like
I sure hope it does.
former Republicans who are now never Trumpers kind of thing.
I gotcha.
But YouTube started pushing a bunch of sovereign citizen freakout videos on me.
Really?
Yeah, I started watching one, but the reason I stopped watching it was because it was a guy in a courtroom, right? And he's like
Hmm.
yelling at the judge, and the judge is yelling back. But there was only the camera was only on the judge. There was no, it wasn't a multicam video or even a split cam video. It was just a single shot on the judge
Yeah,
arguing with a sovereign citizen. And I'm like, you know what? I don't got time for this.
yeah,
I need some filmmaking
yeah.
artistry in my sovereign citizen courtroom freakout videos. I have high
I do not.
standards, you know.
I do not. I do not. I do not like the term sovereign citizen. I am the man, Paul Goody, here on my own volition. I'm simply traveling at this point, and I have to ask you, Ben, are you honoring your oath right now?
I am not honoring my oath right now.
This courtroom, Ben, I do not recognize this courtroom. This courtroom has no authority over me. The only one who has authority over me is the local sheriff and the postmaster general. I don't know
Also,
exactly. Yeah.
as I know I don't know enough about sovereign citizens to play along, but I just looked up. Artist of Spoon Man is still with us.
Yay! Unless he's a bad person now, in which
I
case, boo.
I didn't
Well,
read that
no,
much.
which case, still,
I didn't read that
yay!
much into his
Just
Wikipedia
because
article.
someone's
So
a no. I have met Artist of Spoon Man. I took a little course of his. He was teaching poetry, and it was really nice. And there was a time, Ben, some people from Europe were there at the poetry thing, and the woman said, "Can you explain why they call you the Spoon Man?" An artist in a pleasant but also world weary way went into his uh belongings and pulled out some spoons and did a thing, like did a whole thing. It was great. But the reason why I believe Artist the Spoon Man is a good person is uh someone he had an accordion that he let someone I was with look at, and they broke it. Like they
Oh,
pushed a button and the button stayed pushed down. And he
yeah,
was very nice about it. He was like, "Oh,
yeah.
that can happen and
That's
all that."
I
It's
appreciate that in
nice.
people. Yeah,
The
I
other thing that oh, sorry, go ahead.
the closest I ever got to like counterculture artists like that was I was backstage once at the Rendezvous doing was filming some belly dancers, and they just happened to be sharing the bill with this with circus contraption. It was actually not
Yeah, circus
it
contraption.
it wasn't
Yeah.
circus contraption. It was like a side project from a bunch of circus contraption people. But the lead
Yes.
singer was Schmutzy the Clod, who was like one of the lead singers of circus contraption. Schmutzy the Clod, we're backstage. Me and Michael Hayes were just hanging out, waiting, and he comes
Right.
in with like a 12 pack of Rainier beer, and he's like, "Who wants beer?" He just starts handing beer out to anybody who wants them, and I'm like, "Hey, man, you seem pretty cool." He sadly died in a shooting at Cafe Racer with a bunch of other people.
Oh, he was one of the
Um,
Cafe
he was
Racer.
one of the Cafe
Oh.
Racer victims, which is totally sad because
Oh.
he was a
Yeah.
quality person, I feel.
That is too bad. Too bad to hear.
I still would have said it was
Oh,
too bad, even if he were a dick to me in that moment.
so artist, let me think. What was I gonna say? Artist is Spoon Man, accordion, these things happen. He um he he had very short hair at the time because he does Locks of Love. That was one of the things, and he had just donated his hair at that time. And he mentioned that he liked having shorter hair because it helped him save on water because he was very into water conservation. That was another piece.
Yeah.
But he also introduced me to the concept of rent.
The
And what I
concept
mean by
of rent.
right, he would say he because he's he wasn't homeless, but he was very into people being able to be in a space.
Yeah.
And he used the term rent. Like if you're at a Starbucks, the coffee you buy is your rent.
Yeah.
That's what you're paying in order to stay in that space. And as a lecturer or a how you doing, Ben? Is everything Ben had the hiccups, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if
I
you heard it or
so
not.
I'm drinking a can of LaCroix, and I actually just had
Ah, yes.
I stifled a belch. It looked like a hiccup, but I didn't want to our listener to hear me belch.
So this, Ben. So also, are you a Costco member? Have we talked about this?
I am not. I used to be at one point, but I no longer am.
I am a Costco member, and I really like them. But one of the things that happened, I ended up going to Costco on Super Bowl Sunday, which, by the way, Ben,
The time to do it.
congratulations to
Oh yeah, to the Seattle
yeah,
Seahawks Super Bowl
yep.
60 winners.
And I went early on Super Bowl Sunday, so not the time to do it. Um, a lot of people there.
Yeah, yeah. Be like gearing
And
up for the big day.
there was a guy who was showing or selling, giving away free samples. Whoa, oh my gosh, giving away free,
What's happening
no,
over there, Paul?
giving away free samples of this green drink.
A green
This
drink.
sort of this healthy green drink kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, so I purchased it, and then I was looking at it, and it didn't have any nutritional facts. It had a listing of all of the like superfoods that were in it and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but no nutritional facts. And so I looked up how healthy is this? And what I got was a bunch of YouTube videos of people going, I wouldn't recommend this to my clients.
I
This
wouldn't.
isn't really that, no, this isn't really that good. There's no information about how healthy it is. It has these micronutrients in it, but it's not the amount of micronutrients that I recommend. I recommend at least 30,000 and these are 15,000, whatever. And I'm like, well, I have all these sachets now uh that I'm drinking, but is it good? And then I was like, okay, well what I have been drinking uh is like fake coffee and creamer and, sodas and all that kind of. So this isn't any worse.
Yeah.
So I'm still drinking it. And that's what I do is I drink it in the morning and then
Your green drink from your green turtles mug.
I continue, yes, and then I continue to dilute it throughout the day. So
Mm.
it's never straight water. It always first it tastes very green drink and then it's like less and less green drink as time goes on. And then I end up dumping it out at the end of the night.
Completely off
Eh,
topic. The people at home
Speaking of
can't.
dumping it out at the
The
end of the night, no, go
people
ahead.
the
What?
the people at home can't see this because of images cropped too much. But I can see that you have a bag of Pop'ems right next to you, which it's set up and it looks like you're sponsored by them.
Hi, Paul Goody here for the GudeLaurance podcast. You ever say to yourself, "I like pretzels, but they aren't spherical enough, or white cheddar enough"? Pop'ems white cheddar has got you covered because they are kind of spherical and they also have
White
kind of
cheddar.
a white cheddar on them. Yeah, this is the now, Ben, we've talked about this before, but the Earth isn't really a sphere. It's more like this. It's kind of more lumpy.
There's a word,
Um,
but I can't remember what it is.
an oblate spheroid.
Something like that. Yeah, spheroid was all I could think of.
I like my oatmeal lumpy. Now that's something. That's something that's good.
The Digital Underground.
Humpty, yes, Humpty Hump from Digital Underground was always a little bit of a pervert. Like we knew that at the beginning.
Yeah,
And so he can't fall too far from
because in
grace.
the 69, my Humpty nose will tickle your rear.
Yeah. I mean, what that's all you really need to know. Sex packs. We've talked about this.
Sex
Digital
packets.
Underground sex packets. Um and my suggestion that Tupac, who was originally
Part of
associated
the
with Digital
underground.
Underground,
Yeah.
might have been called Tupac because he needed two sex packets, but there's nothing that really says that for sure.
I
Oh,
love the Digital Underground, and I'm embarrassed to say it was only within the last, I think, 10 years. And Digital Underground's from like the late 70s, early 80s, right?
mhm.
It's only within the last 10 years I learned that Humpty Hump and Shak Chi are the same person.
Wait, what? Ben, what? Ben, wait, what? Ben, Ben,
You're right.
you and I,
I did not know that until recently, relatively
that
speaking.
is that is crazy. Um, wow.
I know. That's why I said
Because
I'm
because
embarrassed
you
to
and
say
I
that.
you and I have discussed Digital Underground, and yet this piece of information was
Never came up.
wow. Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't, right?
Why would it?
Yeah. So I
I
guess
don't
I guess here's the thing. You could
don't
you
know
could
when or
talk
how I
to
figured it out.
you could talk to a friend of yours, and your friend could say something like, "Wait a second, I just thought about this. You said that you had a hard time visiting Santa when you were a kid, but you lived in you lived in Washington State. I was in Illinois, and I was visiting Santa around the same time. I don't think you were seeing the real Santa, and you having to go, wait a second. Um, Santa is, I mean, Santa isn't, mm, you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that your Shakji is not the cultural milestone. How old were you? How old are you before you can tell your children what age does your child? This is what it is. What age does your child have to be before you inform them that Shakji and Humpty Hump are the same person?
They got to be old. They have to be old enough to accept and understand it.
Um, there was I've told you about this before, but I still find it incredible. There's a clip of a Black comic books fan and some Black friends of his, and he has uh, charged them with name a Black superhero that doesn't have the word Black in his name or does not have electrical powers. And it is crazy how, like, and here's the thing. I was like, okay, I have the benefit of not being on the spot,
Yeah,
right? Because you think of Black Lightning, which of course both boxes, Black Manta, um, even Miles Morales has electricity-based powers, right? That if you uh, if you think about those categories, it's sort of like the don't think of an elephant because Falcon, right? Power Man, just those are just two. But it really was like I was trying to answer along with them while I was watching,
yeah.
and I felt their kind of hesitance, and I realized that there's a thing about being on the spot. And this is why we're going to go back to talking really quick about what I was talking about at the very beginning of the thing, because I don't know if you know this. You're on the spot, meaning that you're getting asked these questions and you had no chance to prepare, no time to prepare, etc.
It's why I'd never
Right?
be good at Jeopardy
Now,
or as a
Ben,
contestant.
the the thing that people are talking about, this Pam Bondi thing. Do you know, Ben? This is Ben going to guess the news. Do you know why it was the equivalent of an open book test? Have you heard this part of the news?
Why it was the equip? Is this that they caught her with her insults that were written down?
Okay, so her insults were written down, but there was something else that was written down this time that a news reporter was able to snap a photo of that uh, wasn't known the last time that she appeared before, and probably she wouldn't have had the opportunity to have when she appeared before the Senate. This is when she
Yeah,
appeared before the House. What happened, Ben, right before she went to see the House members?
I don't know.
Something that was well, kind of incredible. Oh, maybe things are turning around at the old Department of Justice.
Some sort of. I mean, I'm assuming it has to do with the Epstein files, but I don't know exactly what you're
Yes,
talking about.
the Department of Justice, Ben, invited members of the House
Oh
to
yeah, to see
come to their
unredacted.
facility
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
see unredacted things. So, Ben, I'm gonna let you guess because you may still not know this. What did she have in that binder?
Ugh,
Ben is silent. He's looking. He's
I have no
making his
idea.
Paul, I have no idea face. And then he's
And I was
saying his Paul,
saying it
I
with
have
my
no idea
paw.
words.
I have no idea mouth.
Um, okay. The Department of Justice. It appears, allegedly, because she was talking to someone and she had in the page that she was looking at the name of the representative and the word search history, and then a list of things. The story goes that the Department of Justice had opened it up and allowed them to review the unredacted files to see what they were searching for so that when Pam Bondi met with them, she would have some idea of what they were going to ask her.
Mm,
Now, this is important, Ben, because the woman that she was talking to, the congressperson that she was talking to, uh, asked about Howard Lutnick.
yeah.
You familiar with Howard Lutnick?
He's the is he the commerce secretary who's
He's the Commerce Secretary.
at once said that he said he met Epstein once but never hung out with him. And then it came out that he actually had lunch with his family on Epstein on I like to call it Kid Rock.
Yeah. Wait, what?
It's a nickname for
Oh,
Epstein's
oh
Island.
my gosh. Oh my gosh, Ben.
I didn't make
Oh
that up.
no.
I didn't make that up, but it's
Oh
like it
no.
fits.
Wow. Wow. That's wow. That's some Santorum level backwards ruining of a person's, like, I can't unhear it now. That's
Yeah.
gonna be,
Yep.
you know, so but this is the thing, is that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that this matches up that so the the things that Pam Bondi said during that exchange with this person, that was the one where she said the Tao. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Sorry. Sorry, she said the Tao, the Tao, why are you laughing? Oh wait, yeah. Huh. Ben, I need to talk about something else that I will. But the basic idea is that what that congressperson said later in an interview was that she believes that Howard Lutnick was brought up to her because she had searched on him, and right after that, uh, Pam Bondi accused her of anti-Semitism.
Oh, right. And this congresswoman is like, she's Jewish, and her grandfather, I think, perished in during the
In
Holocaust or
Yep,
some horror
and
story like
so
that.
the idea is that she is Pam Bondi is setting up the idea that this congressperson is going after Howard Lutnick because he's Jewish as an anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Are you really going to do that?" That sort of thing. So, but a very important thing that I've talked about. This is a corrections that I'm doing on myself.
A self correction. Wow.
Yes. I had stated in the past that when the New York, I'm sorry, not the New York primary. Well, when the Illinois primary was going on, that there was a thing where Hillary Clinton had 5 delegates and Bernie Sanders uh, had 6, and there were only 5 slots, and so Bernie Sanders had more slots than, I mean, Bernie Sanders had a disadvantage, a mathematical disadvantage. And does that make if what I had said was true, that would have been correct.
When you say 5 slots, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, and I apologize, yeah, because I didn't set this up well. This is what I had remembered in my head. I remembered that Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders were not themselves on the ballot. The people were on the ballot who were on the ballot were the whatever you call it, representatives. No, the the voters who are going to vote. You vote for people who say, I'm going to vote for delegates,
The
I guess,
electors.
electors. I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton. I'm going to
Yeah.
vote for
Yeah. Delegates.
Bernie
Yeah.
Sanders. So you
Yeah.
vote for the delegates. You don't actually vote for the candidates. And what I remembered was that there were 5 slots, and Bernie Sanders had 6 delegates that you could vote for, and Hillary Clinton had uh, 5. And so if you voted for 5 delegates and you voted for all 5 of Hillary Clinton's, then you were set because every single person who wanted Hillary Clinton in would be voting for 5 delegates. Whereas Bernie Sanders, because he had 6, if you're voting for only 5 of those delegates, you're leaving one off on your ballot. And as long as all of them, everyone votes for the same 5, then that's fine. But if they were scrambled or if it was anything like that, you would you would have less people voting for the 5 delegates for Bernie Sanders that are the main ones because someone might vote for that 6th one. Does that make sense?
You're diluting your voting pool, I think is what I'm understanding.
Yes, you're diluting your voting pool. And for, gosh, it's been 10 years now.
Yeah.
I've been complaining about that.
Because
Technology has
you are a
gotten,
big Bernie Sanders stan.
well, I'm not really a big, I'm a big fairness stan, Ben. That's the thing. And here's what happened. I learned that I was misremembering what was on that ballot that I filled out because technology has changed. I was finally able to go back and look at like that listing, that ballot, and it was 6 people that you could choose from, not 5. And there were 7 Hillary Clinton people. There were, no, hold on.
So
Sorry.
this is during the Illinois primary where
This,
you're not voting for either
yeah,
Clinton or Bernie Sanders. You're voting for delegates who say
yeah,
they will vote for Clinton
yes.
or
And I
Sanders.
and I got it wrong, right? I had it flipped. I said that. Let me start over because I want to make sure, ladies and gentlemen, forget everything I said up until this point. Um,
Jury
so
strike the last comment from the record.
you're choosing 6 total, choosing 6. Clinton had 6 delegates. Sanders had 5 delegates, and then there was O'Malley who had, I think, 4. So if you wanted Hillary Clinton, you voted for all 6.
Yeah.
If you want Sanders, you voted for 5, and then you like, well, I've got one extra. What do
You
I do with
had to
that vote?
fill in, you had to vote for 7 total or
You
6 total, whatever it
No,
was.
no, you had to vote for 6. You could vote for however many you wanted. I said that Clinton had 7. I was wrong. She had 6.
Okay.
The thing that I remembered was that Clinton had the exact number,
Of
and
open
Sanders,
delegate spots.
yeah, and I thought that Sanders had, um, like one over, but he didn't. He had one under.
I'm glad we've
So
cleared this up
theor
after 10 years.
so theoretically, right? Uh, as a Sanders voter, you could choose to add an O'Malley one for the last one, or not,
Yeah.
right? You could do whatever you wanted to it. So, and then here's the other thing. I didn't know that this is how it worked out. In my district that I was voting in, District 12 at the time, um, 3 and 3, 3 for Clinton, 3 for Sanders. So it's one of those cases where, in the end,
That's how you voted?
yeah, no, I voted for, I think I voted for Sanders on all of them and did not vote for O'Malley. I think that's the way it worked.
I don't remember that
But
name.
but then eventually I voted for Clinton because,
It's what you did.
yep, yep. But it's nice, Ben. The reason I wanted to talk about it is it's nice when my paranoia. uh, can be corrected. When I find out something where I was like, oh wait, this was not actually what I thought it was. It's been a while. It's been 10 years. So
Yes, we've been living in this nightmare for 10 years.
now, isn't that
A
interesting?
brief 4 year reprieve.
And really, I mean, that those 4 years, Biden,
Well, I mean, it
it's
was a
not,
frustrating year because nothing was happening.
yeah. And again, the other thing that's nice about it is that when people like say to me, "Oh, are you sad that Biden?" I'm like, "Well, kind of. He's
Uh,
he's not." It was nice to have someone that I didn't really like, uh, so that I could be like, "Well, nothing you say about him is going to upset me."
yeah. Hey, Paul, Chris Compte is with us. Apparently, YouTube
Chris
promoted us
Comte,
in his feed. So say hello to Chris.
Chris Comte, I like Chris Comte a
And
lot.
yes, Chris, we are talking about the 2016 election.
Yeah, let's relitigate it all over again. Um, Hey, for the listeners, at one point in time, Jennifer, Betty, and I were flooded out of our house when we lived in Seattle, and Chris Compte graciously let us stay in what is the coolest place I've ever stayed in, and I mean that sincerely. We think it's because Chris used to live on a boat. Every single inch of Chris's space was well maintained, well cared for, and well used. I don't know how else to say it. It's like if I could get him to redesign the room that I'm in right
there
now and say, well, you should put this here and do this,
was
I would make
there was a
me
time when
crazy.
Chris was all about having the livable vehicles. You remember the famous red bus
I
and the
do remember the
boats.
red bus.
And yeah, he says, "Oh my God, that was my tiny little hobbit house."
Yes, it was so great. Chris's Hobbit house was great.
I don't remember your
Um,
house. When did your house flood?
um,
Was this the White Center house?
no, this is Puppet House. This is
Puppet house. Puppet house flooded.
yeah,
Oh,
like like
South Park house.
um yeah, the story is basically this. I came down one day and I heard the sound of rushing water. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And I looked at one of my walls and it was like going like
It's like
this.
bleeding. Yeah.
And what had happened, the way that the plumber described it, was that when the plumbing was put in, you know, uh in the turn of the century, they just put a cap on the end of the plumbing fixture. Uh in case they needed to, I suppose, put another pipe in or
Like,
whatever. They had
yeah,
a
or
hole,
like you
they put a
wanted to
cap in.
expand in some way.
As more and more people moved into the neighborhood, the water pressure got higher and higher. And then that little end cap got rusted and rusted and rusted. And eventually it popped off like a champagne cork, they say.
Yep.
And so, yeah, that was not great. Oh, I would say it would have been probably 18 or 19 years ago because Betty was a baby still. I carried her around in the house with these giant fans going off,
Yeah.
which for two sensory folks was not great. So what else is Chris saying anything else?
Yeah, he says his adopted child is all about room design. And
Ooh,
assuming that when you said when this plumbing was installed at the turn of the century, I thought you meant the turn of the 21st century. But
I
did you
did.
mean it was over
I did. I
120
did mean
years
what Chris
ago?
is thinking. Yes, 120 years ago.
Wow.
120 years ago now, probably 100
Yeah.
years ago when I had
Whenever,
them.
like, two, was this
It would have been
2000
2017, 20.
2017?
I
Okay.
believe the house was built in the 1920s.
Oh,
So it's been a decade or so
close
since
to, yeah.
since then.
Almost 100 years.
Yeah. Well, it's been 100 years now. That's what I'm saying. At the
Yeah.
time, no.
Yeah. Almost
So
100
I
years in
was,
2017.
yeah, I myself am displaced in time for the reasons of the story, doing Mike Dowdy style hand moves sometimes. It is really interesting how like I learned of Mike Dowdy while I was still impressionable. So there's a lot of stuff
While your
that
brain was still forming.
yeah, exactly. Um so yeah, let's see what else. Betty's turning 20 on Saturday, this
Wow.
Saturday. Yep, pretty exciting.
Chris says it would have been roughly 2013 to 2014. He moved out of that place in 2015.
So wait, it must have been 2030. If wait, no, couldn't have been 20. No, it couldn't have been 2013. I left the I left the I left Seattle in 2014.
Yeah, that's right.
Um
Oh,
and
has it
and
been that
again,
long?
yeah, and Betty was a little baby. Could it have been, Chris? Could it have been like 2007 or 2008? That
Yeah, because
is closer
earlier I
to
didn't catch this, but earlier you said 2017, so that couldn't have been right because you were already gone by
wait,
2017
when did I say what did I say about
when
2017?
you said what year it could have been, and
Oh,
I didn't catch that. So you
yeah.
probably meant 2007.
I meant 2007. Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Wow,
because
why did I say 2017? That's weird. Yeah.
you don't live in a standard bit of space and time.
That is true. I am often. Oh, hey, this is fun. Other listener to the show, sometimes Stephen McCandless. I had a dream last night that Stephen McCandless was writing a novel, and Jennifer had been cast in the novel. In the dream I had, novels have casts, like a movie or a film or an audiobook, but in this case it was a novel.
Yeah,
And Jennifer was cast as the hair straight up woman. Uh, and that was very
like the
exciting.
heat
But
miser kind of thing.
like apparently her character's hair was just going to be straight up like that. But she was going to have to live that way from this point forward, and she just informed me of it. And I woke up from that dream, and I was like, okay, wait a second. Was that a dream I had, or am I remembering that this is something that's happening? And for a little while, I couldn't tell. It was kind of crazy.
I had a dream last night that I had this big black bushy beard, a beard that I could never and would never grow.
Yeah.
I just don't grow beards like that. But I remember looking at myself in the mirror in the dream, going, I should shave tonight. No, I'll leave it.
Ben, did can grow beard at will ever actually end up on your resume?
I'm sure I might have put it on my acting resume under
Yes.
the special skills section at
That
one
this is
point,
what
but
I
I don't think I gave that copy of the resume to any auditioners.
this is what I remember. I remember that,
Auditionees?
and I said because I think what happened was I read it. I said, "Well, Ben, what are you going to do if they ask you?" And you said, "Yes, that was exactly it. You're going to go. You're going to do this, and then you're going to go. Ah,
I haven't warmed up. You put me on the spot.
yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah." Which I
Hashtag
I think
callback.
I think I think we said that would be charming. That
Yeah.
that would be that'd be nice.
I haven't
Um.
I don't, I haven't like updated my acting resume in about 10 years, and I don't think I don't think I can add anything to it, honestly, in the last 10 years.
Oh, did I already tell you? I don't think I did about what happened on Friday.
What happened on
Of
Friday?
So Friday of last week. Um. I okay.
Just
So
briefly, I looked at my resume folder on my computer, and under the folder
yeah.
current resume, it's completely empty.
Oh no, that's funny.
Anyway,
Um,
I'm sorry. What happened on Friday?
so I watch Seth Meyers every once in a while on
Yeah.
YouTube. I don't watch the actual show, but I see the clip. And James A. Caster was being interviewed by Seth Meyers, and he talked about how he had a show that he was going to do in New York City, and that was on Thursday. And so I looked up, oh, James Acaster is going to be doing a show in New York City. I wonder, I said, if he's coming to Chicago. And I looked, and he was going to be in Chicago that Friday, like just the day after the night that I saw the clip.
Yeah.
I don't know if the clip that I was watching it on a Thursday. I don't know if it was from a Thursday show or if it was from a Wednesday show, but I was watching it on a Thursday. I'm like, oh well, I can't do it. And I woke up the next day and I had a message from my friend Steve Herrick saying, "Hey everybody, I can't go and see James Acaster tonight in Chicago. Does anyone want the ticket?" And so I wrote to Steve, and I'm writing him this like, "Oh, Steve, haven't heard from you in a while." And then I like buried in there is, I would like the ticket, and he gave it to me, and I went to see James Acaster in Chicago, and it
Oh yeah.
was great. Yeah, and I checked to see if he is going to Portland or Seattle, and he's not. But
They
I
never
I
come.
don't I don't want to spoil his show in case it comes out or anything like that. It was really good.
I
I'll tell
uh
you what, I
I,
can tell you afterwards. I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
I didn't see like I think when James A. Caster was on Seth Meyers, I think he did two segments. I only watched the first one because he came out like wearing late night swag.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the
Um,
one.
yeah, I saw like the first segment, but then when like I think I stopped watching it when like they went to the segment where he was like promoting his new stuff. But one of the things that I watched on the plane when I was traveling to Kenya was Heckler's Welcome. I had never seen it
Oh,
before.
yeah, I haven't seen. So I have the Heckler's Welcome audio. Uh, what
Ah,
what streaming service was it? Was it on a streaming
it
service?
was HBO.
Okay, yeah, I don't have HBO. Famously, said on the podcast, maybe a reason to get it because I hear that the show is different than the audio. Like the audio is from a different show, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's great. He's well, I don't know if it's great. The show that
Oh,
I heard on the audio was great,
it's it
and
is
the
it
show
is
that
great.
yeah,
Although if you're not watching it when I don't know in the audio if someone heckles, you look like Kermit the Frog. Uh,
no,
doesn't really make sense because you can't see what he's wearing.
I saw the clip of that though, so it's
Yeah,
almost
because I
okay.
think they showed that when he was on Late Night with Seth Meyers.
Yeah, Seth Meyer, late night. Okay, did you did? I don't know if we could talk about it on the stream, of course, but did you listen to his bit about Taskmaster New York
I don't
live
think
on
I
stage?
did. No, I don't think
Okay,
I
yeah,
did.
that's a bit that you missed then.
Was it during the monologue segment or during a closer look or because
Um, James Acaster discussed Taskmaster New
oh, I
York
see.
with
Yeah,
Seth.
no. I didn't watch that part of the episode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that it's kind of great.
Um yeah, like Chris said in the comments that they just watched the monologues on YouTube, which is what I do. It's how I consume
Yeah.
television. And what frustrates me is that Late Night will put out the closer look segment. If there's like a closer look segment on that, or they'll
Oh,
put out like
Ben.
whatever segment, like almost immediately after you can watch it that night, right? But
Yep.
then the next day they put out like the monologue that includes the closer look
Yep.
segment.
And you're like, wait a second, I've already seen that. Ben, you and I have the exact same experience.
Yeah.
Yes, I know about it. Oh, did I already talk to you
Chris, can you
about?
do something about that? Chris is in the industry. Can you do something about that?
Wait, Chris is in the industry?
He's a SAG
Since
after
when?
rep. He's a SAG
Yeah, I
after
know,
rep.
I know, I know,
Oh,
I know.
since when? Ha!
Yeah. Uh, so no, ladies and gentlemen listening, and everyone else as well. Hello. The one of the wonderful things that Chris Compte does. Maybe he doesn't do it anymore. Don't write to him. Don't hit him up or anything. But at least when I was in Seattle, Chris was very uh, good at like explaining to people who were artists about taxes and how to do their tax stuff. It was a wonderful public service um, that I heard very good things about. I used him once myself. I think it might have been when I was doing the book.
Yeah.
I think that might have been it. Um, but I normally don't get paid for doing artistic stuff. I do business stuff and then I'm artistic in my spare time.
Art is your side hustle. It's your side
Art is my
piece.
son piece. Yeah. Speaking about which, the
Speaking of side pieces,
yeah. So, oh, hey, what are you doing on Thursday? No, it is Thursday.
wait,
You
that's
know what I'm
today.
doing. Hey. No. But what I was going to say is, did I talk to you already about the fact that yes, the improv class that I'm taking right now is in the
Yeah,
Fine
the
Arts Building.
400 series or whatever.
And as I'm watching this, I'm like, why? And because so someone from my 500 class is also taking it with me at this time, and I think we're both of the impression. Why isn't everyone taking this? Even though it is 400, right? It doesn't really matter. The instructor is great and teaching new things
Does
all the
it
time.
does it feel like, because you've already taken the 500 series, so does it feel like you're going backwards in your training, or are you
See,
still like learning new things?
I think it's because I've been doing this for so I've been doing stuff on stage for so long, right?
Yeah.
You and I think we can say we get our 10,000 hours in, maybe not our 10,000 hours in, but we got a lot of stage time.
I think this I mean, if you want to count this podcast as counting as stage time.
Oh no, I don't we've definitely done an hour's podcast. Wait, 10,000 hours? I don't think we've done 10,000.
500 and
500
20.
hours, 520 hours. We're getting our reps in, I think,
Yeah.
at least. It's I can say this. Both you and I, when we get up on stage to do something, we don't have the luxury of, oh, I've never done this before. This is so weird or whatever, right? We're used to a lot of stuff that other people may not be. Uh, that being said, um, there is there was something the instructor said, yeah, last class that really stuck with me, which is, we're working on the Herald, and she was like, depending on where you go, you might do an 8 week course on just this form.
Yeah.
We're gonna cover 2 weeks of it, but that might be all you do. And this is the thing: is improv is the way I like to think of it is it's like you're learning. It's like a martial arts thing, Ben.
Bye, Chris.
Bye,
Chris has to
Chris.
leave.
You're learning. He must. And if he didn't leave, we throw him out. Um, but you're learning how to play with other people.
Yeah.
Like here are some shared rules. This is how, does it mean that someone who is, you know, skilled in one martial arts form,
Hmm.
I don't think I've talked about this. I saw two people being interviewed about Bruce Lee in succession. And let me tell you, that was really weird because no,
I didn't think that TV show had anything to do with Bruce Lee.
no, so the first thing was Chuck Norris talking about Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
And Chuck Norris is talking about how Chuck Norris, was the world champion. Bruce Lee had come to see him, and he had been working on the Green Hornet, and he was nearby, and he met with him, and Bruce Lee was like, "Can we should work out sometime?" And the interviewer asked Chuck Norris, "What was working out? Were you like?" And he was like, we kick the bag and we, you know, do this kind of stuff." And he was like, "So you didn't spar with him or fight him?" And Chuck Norris just got this look on his face. He's like, "No." But later he gave me a call and he said, "I want to do I've done two movies in Hong Kong. They've done very well. I want to do a movie where it's you and me in the Roman Colosseum and we're fighting." And he said, "Oh, I see. So you want to beat the world?" I said, "Who wins this fight?" And he says, "Well, me. I'm the star." And I said, "Oh, so you want to beat the world champion?" He said, "No, I want to kill the world champion."
Yeah.
And you could tell that Chuck Norris liked him, right?
How
Like
can you not?
it was kind of a thing. Then it's Quentin Tarantino talking about him. And are you familiar with the Bruce Lee controversy in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Are you at all?
No, I've never seen it.
Okay, so in the movie, and I'm not spoiling anything, I don't think, but in the movie, Cliff, the stuntman, played by uh, the guy who Brad Pitt, um, is on set at the Green Hornet, and Bruce Lee starts like messing with him, and so then Cliff beats up Bruce Lee, and that's kind of the thing. And they're like, "Come on, man,
Yeah.
what Bruce Lee is like a heel in this," and so there's an interview where Quentin Tarantino is talking about how Bruce Lee used to actually hit the stuntmen on the Green Hornet, and lots of people wouldn't work with him because they'd actually get punched by him and kicked by him and stuff like that.
Is that true?
According to Quentin Tarantino, it's in a book that you can read that somebody wrote about it.
Okay.
And then he said, so what Cliff would do, and he's talking about Cliff like he's a real person. He's like, um, Cliff is he's a killer, right? Cliff killed people in World War II and stuff. And so, he's not going to fight Bruce Lee, like Bruce Lee is used to. And I swear I'm not positive about this, but I swear he said he's a tournament fighter. He doesn't know what a real fight is. And I remembered back when I heard that. I remember back in the interview with Chuck Norris that Chuck Norris, when he was asked if he worked out or if he sparred with Bruce, he said no, he didn't spar with Bruce. And he had talked about how he was the world champion. And he said because Bruce wasn't a tournament fighter. He wasn't a fighter like that. So two different people, right? Both talking about Bruce Lee. One says that Bruce Lee wouldn't have fought this stuntman and won because he was a tournament fighter, not a like rough and tumble
Street
like
Fighter.
fighter. And then Chuck Norris saying that he wouldn't have fought Bruce Lee because Bruce Lee wasn't in that world.
Yeah.
He wasn't a tournament fighter. So I just thought that was interesting.
Who's right? Nobody will say.
Yeah, and then as a little bit of a side, this is an example of Bruce Lee even after his death, floating like you know he does, being like water, taking the shape of any container that he's in. In Quentin Tarantino's story, he's a tournament fighter, and in Chuck Norris's story, he is an actor, not a tournament fighter. So I just thought that was interesting.
Bruce and Brandon Lee famously buried just down the way at Lakeview
Yes,
Cemetery.
I think I did go to that cemetery. I believe that I had gone there. And is the statue of your friend and mine, Jimi Hendrix, still on Broadway.
The Jimmy statue is still on Broadway. It will never leave. Every once in a while, you walk by it and somebody's decorated it. More often than not, they've put a cigarette in Jimmy's mouth, and then just as fast as somebody puts that cigarette in Jimmy's mouth, somebody else takes it out and smokes it.
Hey, you'll notice also, whatever was making that noise has stopped making that noise. It is not bugging me anymore.
Did you ever find out what it was?
Nope, never did, Ben.
I did at the beginning of last week's episode. I did find that noise and amplify it so whoever listened to the podcast version of the show last week would have been able to hear it.
And so having done that, do you have any clue what it was?
Nope.
What if you had to describe it to someone? How would you describe it? Did I do an adequate job?
Well, it sounded more to me. It sounded more solid than like an aluminum can, like buckling and unbuckling.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't know. Yeah, I can't say what some part of the house was just acting and reacting against itself.
Okay. And then the other thing, curling.
Yeah,
I watched.
the Winter Olympics are right now. I have not seen any
Uh-huh.
of it. All I know is
United
that Lindsey
States.
Vonn broke her leg and had to be airlifted off of
Yeah.
the mountain.
Yeah,
Mountain.
I didn't see that, but Jennifer saw it, and it was crazy. We were watching one downhill skier, a male from I think Italy, but I'm not positive. His ski fell off. It unbuckled from his foot. I'm like, oh man, and she's like, look, it's good that that happened. It's good that his ski came off.
Otherwise, it won't break his ankle when he falls.
She sprained her knee skiing one time. Twisted her knee,
Yeah, because
like
like the
twisting her ankle,
ski
but her
got
knee,
caught
because the ski
and
got caught, but her foot stayed in it.
yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah. They're designed
um,
to come loose in the event of like a crash or something, but not just like when you're having a normal ski.
yeah. So I learned about curling. I like it. Like watching it.
You just
If I
learned about
wanted to
it.
do it, it's yeah. Well, I'd seen it before. Obviously, I spent time in Canada, whatever. But I
Yeah.
never actually learned the rules, and this time I learned the rules so I could like
Uh, so you can watch
figure it
it and
out.
enjoy it.
Yep.
I
And
yeah.
if I wanted to, I could curl for an $85 class, but I don't know. I think I want to track with the Teflon shoe and the rubber grip shoe because I love it when they slide forward like that. They're just
It
very
does look fun.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not, I'm not too interested in watching the Winter Olympics. But I like football season just ended. Pitchers and catchers have reported to baseball spring training, so I'm looking forward to baseball season
Yeah.
coming around because I do like the baseball. In fact, I have a baseball here at my desk, Paul. It's signed by one Tyler White. Now, if you have any idea who Tyler White is, please tell me because I've had the baseball for years and I have no idea who this kid is. I found it in the park.
Oh,
So I'm
well,
assuming it's just some local high school kid who signed a baseball and then like lost it
maybe
in the
he
lost it in the bushes.
signed it so you knew that it was his.
Maybe. But it sits
Um,
it sits in this mug on my desk that also says don't even talk to me until I've had my paycheck.
that I like that a lot. That's
That was
really nice.
Steven bought a couple of those during the last government shutdown, or maybe the one before the government shutdown before the last one. But I think it was during
I've
a Trump presidency. Pretty sure.
I have a wonderful T-shirt that is going to be arriving this week. I hope to wear it at the next podcast. I'll tell
Oh,
you more about it when I'm
next
wearing it.
week. Actually, I realized when I was setting up the YouTube that I wore this exact same shirt combo last week.
Oh my gosh, you did, didn't
My
you?
Roswell and red flannel.
Did you go to the UFO museum when you were in Roswell?
I did. Yeah.
How did you like it?
I liked it. Roswell's a cute little town. I appreciate the way they've embraced aliens.
Hmm.
And it's a lovely little place to spend an afternoon.
Yes.
And
And there we are.
that's about it.
Yeah.
So that's what
So,
I did. I went to the Alien Museum. I bought this shirt and a mug, a coffee mug. Looked at all the exhibits and read all the things, and then I got dinner. I think at a Jimmy John's, and then went back to my hotel room.
have you been to the Mothman Museum in West Virginia?
No, I've never been to West Virginia.
I'd be interested if you ever go there, in getting your opinion on two things. One, the Mothman Museum, and then
Yeah,
two, the sky.
the sky, just the
When
West Virginia
Jennifer
sky.
when Jennifer and I were in West Virginia, we both agreed that the sky was more beautiful than we had ever seen the sky before.
This guy.
The night sky specifically. The
Yeah, yeah,
night
yeah. I know
sky,
it's the nice guy.
uh, look at the night
Excuse me
sky.
while I
I-
kiss the sky.
Excuse
Speaking of
me while
Jimmy.
I make out with this dude. Dear, 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 dear,
And
dear.
with that, I think it's
All right.
time to say goodbye.
See you, Ben. Have a good evening and keep it wrong.
Keep it wrong. How's it happening? Talk to you
How's
next
it
week.
happening?
And
Talk to you next week.
goodbye from the Magic Castle.
Uh,
Paul's wearing a hello from the, I think it's Magic Tavern shirt that you're
uh,
wearing.
Ben, let me just tell you really quick. We can give the viewers a little bit more of this. This is a fun shirt. It says "Hello from the Magic
Traven
Traven."
in different
Uh,
fonts.
what happened was the folks from Hello from the Magic Tavern found someone selling uh, a bootleg of their shirt online. So they made a bootleg of that shirt and started selling it in their official store. And so that's
Cool.
what this shirt is.
All right.
This is the once my other shirt arrives, this will be the second coolest shirt.
Well, I can't wait to see the shirt. I'm sure I'll see it next week on the Goody Lawrence
See you next
podcast.
week. Yes. Oh, how's it
Uh,
happening? Keep it wrong. Oh
keep it
my God.
wrong. Talk to you next week. Until
Don't
then, the
forget to save us the
podcast is
aisle seats.
closed. Leave the door open.
Okay, so I got it.